Hello, fellow 996 owners and enthusiasts. I've been away for quite some time. I think the last time I regularly made videos was at least 3 years ago at this point, for a couple of reasons. I've been in college, for one. I'm in my senior year at NYU, and so it's been pretty time consuming. And for the last 4 months, I've been in Prague, Czech Republic, studying abroad. And so I'm back. As promised, I want to make a video today about the definitive way, actually really the only sensible and direct way to control the temperatures of these 996s. Another thing I wanted to address really quickly is the name change. Obviously I'm still Paul Luke Bonenfant. You know, those who know me call me Luke, but legally my first name is Paul. I know that can be confusing. And the change to Goodchild.Garage. So I'm sure most people that follow this car channel don't know, but I'm an actor and a musician, and I have an entertainment company called Goodchild Inc., which is the English translation of my last name, Bonenfant, which is good child in French. Yeah, so I thought that it would be kind of more streamlined for me to sort of, as I get older and I'm graduating and I really do want to have more of an involvement in the automotive space, I thought like it might be fun to just try to, you know, brand myself a little bit more. And I really do, I want to take on bigger projects and establish more of a presence in this space that takes up so much of my free time outside of being on YouTube and, you know, posting online. So that's why the name has changed. Yeah, hopefully there's going to be some exciting things coming out of that. Now it's time to get onto this thing. Yeah, so this is my second 996. I've made a few videos on it so far. When it came to me, it was not starting or running. It had a bad immobilizer, and it had sat for at least 3 to 5 years. It needed some serious TLC, but it had a full Tech Art aero kit, being the front bumper, the side skirts, the rear wing, and all kinds of other little Tech Art Easter eggs throughout it. It's been a fun project because it's sort of like, for the 5 years that I've had my original 996 and seeing it get up there in mileage, it has almost 200,000 miles now. Seeing sort of what I've learned from taking care of that car and doing DIYs on that, and trying to apply that to this car with only 60,000 miles and being able to be on the preventative side of things rather than the reactive side of maintenance has been really cool and yeah, pretty rewarding. And so with the other car, it had the overheating problem for quite some time. It would get up to about 190, sometimes almost 200 degrees in the summer. And I did the resistors first, thinking that the low speed fans would come on, but even when they did, it really just is, you know, in an aging cooling system, it is so that you really need the high speed fans to come on right away in the summer if you want to keep your temperatures down. And so I put a low temperature thermostat on the silver car, which worked. It would make it run cool for a while, and then I would get into some traffic, it would go up, and then it would take even longer to come back down. So I went on Renlist, and there's a thread called the dual fan hack, which is a tutorial from a very helpful user many years ago who described how you would be able to make a switch for the cooling fans up front and the engine compartment fan. And what I found is that you don't need as much to do the engine compartment fan. It's sort of, the mind of its own that it has does enough. But you can completely control the cooling temperatures of these cars if you can control the high-speed fans up here. So it's sort of a two-step thing. The first step is to replace the aging and definitely broken fan resistors up front, which I will link the video on how to do that, build them and install them below. I made that honestly probably almost a year ago at this point. And then the second part is to wire the fan switch, which we'll get into today. The fan switch is a relatively easy mod to do. It just requires some patience because the first step is to remove the relay panel underneath the dash, which is sort of up to the right of the fuse box. Undo 2 screws that hold in, or 1 screw, and then the other side just sort of slots into place. Of course, all the wiring is still connected with those wiring harnesses back there, so you can only pull it out so much, but once it's out, I find the easiest way to sort of attack this is to just have a long piece of wire and cut what you need. Back of the relay panel. High-speed fan relay left, high-speed fan relay right. Ground of high-speed fan relay left into ground of high-speed fan relay right. That ground in a second wire, so there's one little wire that connects the 2 grounds. that second wire is going to go from that one side ground to one side of the fan switch, which you could just get any switch at Home Depot with 2 wires that come out of the back of it. One side of it's going to go to there. That's now done. You can now reinstall the relay panel and take another wire. That other wire is going to go to a chassis ground. Once that is complete, and feel free to solder, crimp, however you would like to connect them. For me, I crimped them and then I just wrapped them with a bunch of electrical tape. Once this sort of wiring has been achieved, you should be able to turn on the switch and activate the high-speed fans at any point, which I'm now going to demonstrate. So here we are in the footwell of my 996. This is not the nicest looking wiring down here, but it is very highly functioning, as I will now demonstrate. So, with the key in the ignition, there go the 2 high-speed fans up front. And there they go off. Now here's the thing. If you leave the switch on when you turn off the car, they will automatically turn off when the relay goes inactive. So usually about 5 to 10 seconds after you shut off the car, if you leave the switch on, it'll just automatically shut off, and then when you turn the car back on, they will come on automatically. I will say that maybe you would think this would be an annoying thing to keep track of, but it won't kill your battery, and it's not like it's going to be damaging to have them on all the time, so surely that's not an issue. It's fairly easy to keep track of, and it's an amazing peace of mind to have. Now here we are. I've shut the car off. I've left the fan switch on. And they've turned themselves off. One of them sounds like it might need some WD-40. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really just wanted to make it because for essentially free, maybe $2 in wiring and a little bit of know-how and a $5 switch from Home Depot, you can completely control an issue that a lot of owners spend thousands of dollars chasing, just trying to keep the temperatures lower in these cars. Another thing is, even if your car doesn't have this issue, it's not to say that it will eventually, but my silver car has almost 200,000 miles now, and every time I get in, just knowing that I can have complete control over the temperature is such a reassuring peace of mind. As we know, as these engines get older, a lot of the weaknesses in these engines come from the unpredictability of how the different materials in them react to getting hotter and cooling down. So the more that you can control that and the cooler you can have your engine run, it just seems like a no-brainer. So for all 996 owners out there, I really hope that you take the time to add this feature. Obviously, you can do it in a little bit more of an attractive outcome than mine. I still have to clean up that wiring and then super glue that switch on so that it's a little bit hidden behind the OBD port. But in the meantime, every time I drive this car, I will make sure that it's running at the proper temperature and there will not be any issues. So feel free to ask me any questions in the comments, and I will be hopefully back with more videos sooner than the last time. Yeah, I'm Luke, and I will be back soon. Bye, camera.